Hi, I'm Mark. This is my 2022 review for Scorpio Sun sign and Scorpio rising. We start the year with Jupiter moving into Pisces. Now, Jupiter's co-ruler of Pisces, so this is very good. And it happens to be your fifth house. This is the house of creativity. So your creative expression will grow beyond belief this first half of the year. The other thing we have is love, because Jupiter is in the house of love and love affairs. So this will help your relationships. This will help with also your relationships with children. If you have children, you'll have immense pride in them and their achievements. We also have the ability here to earn more money with Jupiter in this position. And it could be, if you're in a creative field, this will be very easy to do. Now, the other thing with Jupiter is he grows and he expands everything he touches. So in the fifth house, everything will start to expand. This could be your freedom as well. You could have more freedom. You could have more social times and more to do with a different aspect of people, because Jupiter brings people to you from different lands, of different religions, and this can be very beneficial to you as well, because you can learn a lot from other people while Jupiter's in the fifth house. On the 14th, Mercury has his first retrograde motion. This usually lasts for about 3 weeks. But on the 18th, Uranus has a direct station, so it's going to start moving forward. So by the time Uranus has gathered some momentum, then Mercury will be over his retrograde motion and things will start to pick up. So we're looking here at changes within relationships, because Uranus is in your 7th house of others. They may have felt over the last few months that you're going over the same old ground and you weren't getting anywhere with people. But now there'll be a slow awakening, and there will also be more urgency as Uranus starts to gather momentum. And you've got several months to the end of August when he goes retrograde again. So this is a time to work and make those changes. Help other people, guide other people as well. Help them to make changes too. This is going to be a very important year for you Scorpios, because we have the eclipses happening this year in Taurus and Scorpio. And this is because the nodes have moved into your sign. South node moves into Scorpio, the north node into Taurus. So this is your 1st and 7th house. Now, wherever the nodes are, that's an area of growth. So there'll be personal growth, but there'll also be growth through others. And this is more important because the north node is in that 7th house. So although you'll be growing yourself and you'll be developing yourself from your experiences and your knowledge, also you will learn new things from other people. You will be able to accomplish more along with other people, maybe in a business partnership or in a marriage or a strong relationship. This is where you gain the most. On the 4th of February, we have all the planets moving in a direct motion. So this is a time to really get on and achieve. This is a time to go full steam ahead with your plans. Then on the 1st of March, we have a triple conjunction. Now this is particularly interesting to you Scorpios, because it's your co-rulers, Mars and Pluto, that form this triple conjunction with Venus. Now Mars and Pluto together give tremendous power and energy. This is great ambition. This happens in the sign of Capricorn, so that's an ambitious sign as well. So we have the physical side of Mars and the transformative nature of Pluto. But then we have Venus joining these two as well. She'll add finesse to this. She'll add an artistic, creative side, visual side, so that you combine everything with this, because you've got the physical side of Mars, it's in the house of Mercury with the intellect bringing in, you have the creative and the beautiful side of Venus, and all within the ambitious earthy sign of Capricorn. So this is a good time to bring these all together, put them to good use. On the 5th of April, for 4 or 5 days, we have a little bit of a hold up because Mars comes up and conjuncts Saturn. This is in your 4th house of the home, so there could be hold-ups around the home area. There could be repairs that need doing but it's not a time to go full steam ahead now. It's a time to pull back a bit, because wherever Saturn blocks Mars, it's hard to progress. It only lasts for 4 days, so just ease your foot off the pedal, because you're not going to go forward. It's like driving the car with the handbrake still on. As much as you try and put your foot on the accelerator, it's not going to move. So yes, step back, concentrate on jobs and things to do around the home, and then wait for this to pass, and then you can move forward again. On the 12th of April we have the biggest astrological event of the year. This is the conjunction between Jupiter and Neptune. This happens in Pisces. The last time this happened, it was 1856, so it doesn't happen very often. This happens to be in your 5th house of creativity. Now, these two coming together means there'll be a cultural revolution in a certain way, especially in the arts or music. Things will change dramatically with the expansiveness of Jupiter against the imagination of Neptune. If you're a creator or an artist or work in a creative industry, this is a double whammy for the first half of this year. It'll be amazing. Now, the good thing for you, Scorpio, is because this is in Pisces, this is your fellow water sign, and at some point during the month, Jupiter will contact your Sun and make a positive aspect to it. So this is another chance for more opportunities coming your way. But with this aspect, there could be a collective change of heart, and this could help us to heal the past with the loss and the devastation caused by the pandemic. And this will help us collectively to perhaps let go of the past and move forward. There'll be an upsurge in spiritual energy which helps us to achieve this. With Jupiter and Neptune coming together at 23 degrees of Pisces, this brings the 2 and 3 together. This brings knowledge along with creativity and adds diplomacy. And then the 2 add up to 5, which is about change. It's about bringing variety into life. So this is a good time to encompass all this. Also, if we look back at 1856, when the last conjunction happened, this was when Sigmund Freud was born. He brought a whole new era of psychotherapy and a new avenue to psychology. And this will interest you, Scorpio, because as a Scorpio you are a natural detective and you like to delve into things, you like to discover things. So this could bring about a new era of discovery. We have Venus coming together with these two at the end of the month. She makes a conjunction to both, so Venus will add her finesse and her artistic side to the creativeness and imagination of Neptune. It will also be beneficial for relationships and also for finances with her conjunction with Jupiter. On the 29th of April, Jupiter makes a positive aspect to your ruler, Pluto. This can bring opportunities for change and transformation. This is in your 3rd house. This can transform the world around you, your local environment, your surroundings. You can make big changes now. Also, there could be power that comes to you for one reason or another. And this is a good opportunity to seize that power, but to use it very wisely. On the 30th of April we have our first solar eclipse of the year. This one happens to be in Taurus at 10 degrees, your opposite sign. So if you have your Sun between 5 and 15 degrees of Scorpio, or your rising sign, then this will affect you quite acutely. Now, this eclipse belongs to the Saras 6 North series and is renowned for bringing highlighting relationships with authority figures. Also, it can bring responsibility your way. And the other thing is commitments. It may present you with commitments that you need to accept going forward. Now, within the 7th house, the relationship is going to be very important and you need to focus on other people. It's a good time to foster good relationships because you might need people later on. Now, the eclipse is also conjunct Uranus, so there could be sudden changes happening with this eclipse, especially in the emotional field. And also it's ruled by Venus, so finances could be affected. And also with Taurus being the earth sign, the earth and nature all needs to be brought into this equation. It's a good time to connect with nature as well. On the 10th of May, Mercury goes for his second retrograde motion, and this coincides with the second eclipse. This is a total lunar eclipse in Scorpio, your sign, at 25 degrees. This series belongs to the same series as the one in April, so the same sort of things will be coming up. But this time it's in your sign, so if your sun is between say 20 and 30 degrees, or your rising sign, then this will be very acute for you on this occasion. Now, with this eclipse, it's conjunct the South Node, so this will be connected to the past, but also with Mercury retrograde, it'll be difficult to communicate and talk about things. There could be things come up from the past, maybe unfinished things that you need to deal with. That could be related to responsibilities or commitments. So maybe you need to review things and see where you're going with this. Now, with the full moon in your sign, it's time to reinvent yourself in some way. It's time to make changes, personal changes. Sometimes you could be changing your appearance or your wardrobe, but there needs to be something. You need to revitalise yourself in some way. May also sees Jupiter moving into Aries. Now, Aries is your sixth house. So this is favourable for work, this is favourable for your daily routines, and it's a very good time to make improvements and to move forward. Could be increase in pay or a new job, lots of opportunities coming your way. This also benefits your health, because Jupiter in the sixth house of health means you can certainly benefit, but you just need to be careful of overindulgence. Towards the end of June, Neptune goes retrograde, and Jupiter does the same towards the end of July, so they will quieten down, their energy will turn inward. But we have Uranus. Uranus is going full steam ahead, and on the 31st of July makes a fantastic conjunction with the Moon's North Node. Now this will bring sudden insights, flashes, new ideas, and these things could change your life in some way. It could be a new path open up, or a new door open that you need to explore. It's a very exciting time. These are very good aspects for changing your life. But with Uranus, they are always unpredictable, these aspects, so anything could happen. You just need to be open and ready to move forward, because it can help you break free of past limitations. Now, with the North Node, this is your future path, this is your way forward, so you need to be brave, you need to take risks, because the North Node is unfamiliar territory. The South Node is all that is familiar. The North Node is unfamiliar, so scary. So it's a time to be brave and take opportunities if they arise. On the 9th of September, Mercury goes retrograde again, but this time he's direct before the next eclipse. Now this is a partial solar eclipse, but it's in your sign, Scorpio, and it's at 2 degrees. So if you have an early rising sign or an early birthday in Scorpio, then it's going to affect you acutely. And this series of eclipses belongs to the Saras 6 South series, and is renowned for bringing power to you, control over your life. So this is a great time. This is a good year for you Scorpios, and it's a good time to seize the moment. Make changes, make creative changes to yourself, maybe the way you present yourself, or the way you are or speak within the relationships. This can all manifest within relationships. So again, with the opposite sign of Taurus being also very active, very important this year, it's all about getting balance. Getting the balance right between you and your power and how you conduct yourself, along with the balance of your other relationships and how you react within them. And you could benefit greatly from other people, and other people can benefit greatly from you, but it is about working together. The final major astrological event of the year is the total lunar eclipse in Taurus on the 8th of November. Now this is happening while the Sun is in your signs. This is also very important. If your Sun is at between 10 and 20 degrees, and this is going to affect you again very acutely. This time the focus shifts to other people. We had the new moon eclipse last month, which focused on you personally. Now the focus shifts to other people. And again, it's time to consider the relationships you have with other people. It's a very important year for relationships for you, Scorpio, with that Taurus eclipse in the 7th house, and also Uranus there. Now this eclipse is very different. This is going to be a more complicated eclipse because we have the moon who's conjunct Uranus, which brings sudden changes in our feelings and emotions, also conjunct the North Node. So we have our spiritual way forward through this eclipse. On the opposite end of the scale, we have the Sun, who's conjunct the South Node, but also Mercury and Venus. So there's lots of planets involved in this eclipse. And both ends of this sort of seesaw are squared by Saturn. And then Saturn makes a T-square. Saturn's in the 4th house of the home. So this is where there's going to be some limitation and some restriction and responsibilities, great responsibilities put around the home area at this time with this eclipse. Now, I always say the best way to balance out a T-square is to focus on the empty part of the cross, and that will be your 10th house. So if you can focus some of your energy onto your career, onto your path, your way forward, so that you start to balance out all these other energies, because it's going to be crazy busy with all these 4 areas highlighted in your chart. So focus energy on the empty square. There's no planets in that square, so you'll have to do the work. You'll have to put the focus onto the 10th house to balance out the 4th, the 1st and the 7th. Now, this can then be dynamic energy. If you can get the balance right and combine all these planets' energies together, this can be dynamic energies to achieve and to really take things to a new level. Thank you for watching. I hope you've enjoyed the 2022 review. If you'd like to see more, please subscribe. If you'd like to leave me a comment, I'll be glad to hear from you.